You're listening to The John and Heidi Show. Now, featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Ferris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's The John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Ferris. Good Thanksgiving Thursday to you, Dan.
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Yeah. We're gonna skip our Thunder Road Thursday today. We'll be back with that next
have
week.
Thanksgiving off.
Well, we tried to, and he showed up anyway.
After this past year, I'm just thankful to be walking upright.
And we're excited to have you here. When did all of that? Was it about this time last year that all kind of started, or do you remember?
Yeah, actually.
I was thinking it's been like a year.
Yeah, and if you don't know what we're talking about, I developed this weird, annoying little persistent cough about this time last year, and I just wrote it out because I'm coughing. So what? I wasn't sick.
It's not a big deal.
Whatever. And
I'll get over it.
Actually, went down to Florida.
Yeah.
Visit with my daughter around the holidays last year, and she said, "You need to do something about that cough." I said, "Hey, thank you. Stay out of my personal business." She said, "No, do something about that cough." It's like nag, 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 control freak daughter, blah 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 blah. And I come back, and Heidi Jean jumps on the bag.
Yeah. She's like, "You gotta go. You gotta go to the doctor. Go to the doctor. Go."
So I go see a doctor about a cough, and they gave me cancer.
Yeah. Thanks, Doc.
So I'm suing that particular physician. Came in with a simple cough.
Here's the thing.
And now I'm in chemo.
Here's the thing on this day to be thankful. I am thankful that your daughter and my wife both nagged you a little bit, because I remember sitting there with you, and the doctor said that we're doing curative treatment.
Yep.
You caught it so early that they were able to, do what they needed to do. Yeah. So I was like, that is the coolest. I remember leaving her. I'm like, that is such great news. You're like, John, I have cancer. How's that great news?
Yeah.
I'm like, the curative thing. Didn't you hear that?
I actually hadn't. No.
I know. I was like, yeah, I heard that. I heard him say it's curative. We're going in to cure this. So I'm thankful that you're here sitting with us here, Dan.
Yeah, it's been quite a trip. Thank you guys for your support. Huge. Appreciate that. Birthdays today. Let's see. Where shall we start? Well, it's Thanksgiving, so let's start with serial killer Ted Bundy.
Happy birthday to you!
Which makes 0 sense. He proved that that young ladies really don't care if you're driving a great car or not.
Was he the Volkswagen guy?
He was picking up women in a rusted out VW Bug. Yeah.
But he's a good looking fella. But he had like a banged up Volkswagen.
Yeah, his career ended when they fried him in Florida back in 1989.
That was the correct answer, by the way.
See you later, Ted.
Yeah.
National hero, as far as I'm concerned, Todd Beamer.
Okay.
Born this day in Flint, Michigan.
Yeah.
American hero. He was on
United
American
Let's
Flight
roll.
93,
That's right.
9/11. Yep. 2001. He led that charge to reclaim the plane from those spawns of Satan.
Absolute hero.
Who had hijacked it. Todd would have been 54 today.
Wow. Hearts out to his family.
And they consider him the fifth Beatle. Pete Best, drummer.
Yeah, the original drummer for the Beatles.
Is 81. And what hoopla. I mean, boy, things have been going around the music world for years about Pete Best. How did it happen? What happened? He was the original Beatles drummer from like 1960 to 1962.
Yeah.
They kind of gave him his walking papers, hired Ringo Starr.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff that was put out there is other band members eventually said he wouldn't conform to us. For instance, he wouldn't grow his hair out. He wouldn't do the Beatles. He wouldn't socialize with the rest of the group. Years later, John Lennon said, look, here's the deal. He was just a bad drummer.
Well, that's not very
No,
nice.
that's not nice.
So the question becomes, their first hit, the Beatles' first hit, legitimate hit, was Love Me Do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Released in 62.
Yeah. Drummer was
So did
Pete Best.
Pete Best drummer, or did Ringo Starr drum?
I think it was Pete Best.
Here's the answer. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Scottish studio musician, session drummer, Andy White.
Oh, really? So it was neither.
It was neither.
So he was the sixth Beatle.
They brought in a session musician to do that record. Yeah, Love Me Do. Here's a little dramatic reading of Love Me Do, because it is it's pretty deep. It's
I'm thankful for your dramatic readings too, by the way.
Love Me Do. You know I love you. I'll always be true. So please, love me do. Whoa, oh, love me do. Someone to love, somebody new. Someone to love, someone like you. Love me do. Beatles, kind of. Right there.
I like that. You know, one of the things that was different about the Beatles' writing style compared to other bands is they would write the words first and the music later. Others would write a melody and then they'd think up words to go with it. I think that the words first makes a big difference.
They were good.
They were very good.
I was a fan.
Yeah.
Historically speaking.
I was too. Heidi's not, by the way.
That's okay. Don't have to be.
Everybody hate on Heidi.
Hey, music like art, it's all subjective.
That's right.
You know, that's all there is to it. It was 1874. We were just toddlers. American inventor, businessman, and farmer Joseph Glidden patents a fun little thing he calls barbed wire.
Oh, yeah. He did well with that.
That's something you never think about. I mean, somebody had to invent everything.
Yeah. He was in Back to the Future. He was peddling his barbed wire.
Joseph Glidden?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't the real Joseph Glidden.
Oh.
Yeah.
Kind of an actor deal?
Yeah, I was an actor playing him.
Kind of an actor deal.
It's 1859, and by golly, this changed everything. This day, 1859, Charles Darwin publishes his On the Origin of Species, radically changing the view of evolution and laying the foundation for evolutionary biology.
Yeah.
In fact, we came from monkeys. Well, then why are there still monkeys?
Exactly.
Good day, sir.
Because they were the stupid monkeys, apparently.
And finally, in 1703, and this was huge, 1703, this day, the very first Lutheran pastor in the USA is ordained.
Oh, wow.
Name was Justice Falconer.
Huh.
Happened in Philadelphia.
Nice.
He immediately filed a patent for what we now refer to as potluck. I know, you know, we all know, and we just bounce ahead.
Going to do that. It is the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Ferris.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At bettercreditcards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com.
I'm real excited to visit about something that is very near and dear to me. We've got coming up the Mocktails Mix-Off. I cannot believe it is time for that once again. We've got I think it's the 8th annual. I'm not really sure, but it's the annual Mocktails Mix-Off. Been doing this for a long, long time. It's going to be on Friday, December 9th, 5 p.m. till 7 p.m. at Giving Hope Bingo. We're going to circle back to that in a minute. But first, the thing that matters the most right now, your chance to submit your recipe to win $500. Yeah, $500 first place, second place $300, third place $150. And your odds of winning are really, really, really good because, I mean, all you got to do is submit a recipe, right? And then you go and win. I don't know. There's probably a lot more to it than that. But here's what I will tell you. We've had a lot of awesome people participate with this in the past. Everybody has so much fun. Even the people who don't win have a good time. But those who win are always pretty doggone happy, too. I mean, think about this. What would you do with an extra $500 right here in your pocket right now? I mean, I got all kinds of stuff. I would maybe buy Heidi a Christmas gift this year. I don't know. There's, or maybe I'd just spend it on me. No, I think that this would be a really, really cool thing. And here's why it's near and dear to me. The Mocktails Mix-Off, this has been through several different organizations that have hosted it over the years. It is now landed with a group that I love, Health Connect of South Dakota. Fran and the crew there are amazing. And this event was going to go away, and then we picked it up a couple of years ago. Sunny Radio hosted it, and I was like, well, this isn't really our thing. I just really loved it. I didn't want it to go away. So that's when Fran got involved, and she's like, well, we could maybe take it on. So the Health Connect of South Dakota is actually who is organizing the event. They're an amazing organization. This is the perfect fit for them. And again, we're excited to be a part of it. I'll be there. I'll be one of the announcers. I'll be playing music. I think Heidi might even be a judge. I'm not really sure. But there's a bunch of judges this year, a lot more judges than we've ever had before. Some people from different radio stations, maybe even from a TV station. It's going to be a really cool event. And you can be a part of it. You can still submit your recipe to win $500. You have till Monday. Let me look here. Is that right? Yeah, the 28th. That's Monday. So if you don't know anything about what is a mocktail is like a cocktail with no alcohol in it. So it's an opportunity if you're like, well, I really like a Bloody Mary. Well, somebody did like a Bloody Virgin Mary, so then they made it Bloody Mary with no booze in it. And, that was one of the drinks a few years ago. If you need some inspiration, we have a bunch of the winning and non-winning recipes from the past at mocktailsmixoff.com. And there's also, if you just go onto this little tool, it's something I know about. Most people probably never heard of this before, but it's called Google. Oh, you've heard of that? Yeah, if you just Google mocktails recipes, there's a bunch of them out there. And then here's what I encourage you to do. Find a recipe that looks good to you. Make it, see if you like it, tweak it a little bit to make it your own so you're not just stealing a recipe, and then enter that for a chance to win $500, and we'll get to hang out together on Friday, December 9th. Again, that is happening from 5 till 7 at Giving Hope Bingo. And the cool thing is you can stick around and play bingo also. I think they've got like some special bingo packages for that night. And then, everybody that shows up gets a free bingo dauber as well. That's kind of a cool thing. If you'd like to submit your recipe, you can do that today on Thanksgiving Day. And you submit your recipe as long as you get it in before the 28th. But here's what I would do. If you're meeting with family today, if you're meeting with friends today, talk about this together and say, hey, what would be a good drink recipe that we could do? Maybe come up with something together as a family and then, win $500 as a family. How cool would that be? Again, mocktailsmixoff.com is the website. mocktailsmixoff.com. mocktailsmixoff.com. If you get your drink recipe submitted this week, we're going to be selecting the qualifiers next week, who will then be competing in just a few short weeks. Friday, December 9th, Giving Hope Bingo, 5 till 7 p.m. Get all of the details and submit your winning recipe right now at mocktailsmixoff.com. If you can't find that or if you struggle to find it, whatever, I've got links to it as well on our Facebook page, facebook.com/sunnyradio and facebook.com/Sioux Falls News.
How much do you pay for your wireless phone? Some people spend hundreds of dollars every month for their family. That's crazy! Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. Not 50, 15, 1-5. Yeah, $15 a month for premium wireless. It's time for a Mintervention from Mint Mobile. You can keep your same phone number. You may even be able to keep your same phone. Find out now at Mintervention.com. Learn more and sign up today at Mintervention.com. Premium wireless for just $15 a month at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
And now stuff Dan finds interesting.
Yeah. It is time for Stuff Dan Finds Interesting. Dan, what do you find interesting on this Thanksgiving Day Thursday?
Yeah, and I thought we would just address that, just stick with that. Believe it or not, the very first recorded Thanksgiving, the thing that started it all, with the Pilgrims.
Yeah.
Happened at 1621.
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
1621.
Yeah.
So you wonder, the mainstay in Thanksgiving dinner in this country is it's your turkey, it's your whatever. A lot of those things actually were included in that very first.
But deer
Thanksgiving.
was also included.
Venison was a big deal. Wild game was a big deal. Yeah, they did have some turkey because wild turkeys, but also because they're right there on the coast. I mean, they did a lot of seafood.
Oh, yeah.
Was included. Lobster was a deal.
Huh.
Lobster.
So that would be a traditional Thanksgiving then. It would be all those things, really.
It would.
This actually sounds pretty good. Pilgrims like their pumpkins, too.
Oh, yeah.
And according to historical accounts, they used to, for this meal and moving forward, they would hollow them out, fill them with milk and honey to make a custard.
Oh.
Then roast the actual pumpkin shells in hot ashes.
Oh, wow.
And when it came to pies, the Pilgrims were essentially out of luck. You need butter and wheat flour to make the crust, and they simply didn't have that stuff.
Why didn't they just run up the street to the grocery store, Dan?
Yeah, which is another thing. I think first time in a long time I heard Hy-Vee will not be open.
Oh, really? Okay.
It is not open today, so if you're in a little bit of a squeeze, do what we used to do. You go to the neighbors.
Yeah. I was just talking about it. I think I'm going to go door to door and just get everybody. Bring a plate and go door to door and ask for some stuffing. Need some stuffing. Just want to do a little stuffing tour.
Yeah, and if I recall my college days, it works for alcohol, too.
Does it really? Okay.
Can I borrow?
I'll do that part.
Trick or treat.
Can I borrow a cup of vodka?
I think I might be one holiday behind.
I'm cooking.
A cup of vodka.
I'm cooking. I need a cup of vodka.
It's for a recipe.
It's for a recipe that my great-grandmother handed down.
Well, Dan, thanks for coming in, man. I appreciate it.
Have an amazing Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
Bless you guys, man. Glad you're in my life.
We're quite thankful for the bonus hour with Dan Ferris. We like it a lot. So it is the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Ferris.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At bettercreditcards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. bettercreditcards.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Thanksgiving Thursday, November 25th, 2022. Equity markets advanced on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving as investors bet on a Santa Claus rally in December. The sentiment was bolstered by the FOMC minutes, which supported the idea that interest rate hikes would slow. The CME FedWatch tool is pricing in a total of 6 25 basis point increases or a 50 basis point rate hike at the next 3 meetings. This outlook could change if the next round of inflation is still hot, but the market is looking beyond that at this time. The next big hurdle for the market will come next week in the form of economic data. It is the first week of the new month, which means a round of key labor data as well as some other major reports. Topping the list is the PCE price index on Friday, which will be a market mover. If the data is hot, the market will likely fall back to the recent lows. But if it confirms a slowdown in the pace of inflation, the market rally could gain momentum. You can get the inside track in your inbox at marketbeatminute.com.